Evening everybody, Stillwell here, back for the Transformers review. Take 2, because the first one was ruined by the doorbell going off and the dog barking extremely loudly. Back for a G1 review, mainly because I haven't done a G1 review in a while, and most of my Transformers are G1. I think out of all the series I collect, and I've got at least one from every single series, my G1 lot still outnumbers all of it, so anyway. On to Skids. This is him. Skids shows up in... well, Skids has 2 cameo appearances in the entire 4 series. He's in Quest for Survival, where he's being repaired by Hoist, and he's in Triple Takeover. And in Triple Takeover, he's one of the Autobots that's running around that little maze thing in the Constructicons, and he's actually one of the Autobots that's put together to make Blitzwing's throne. Skids is he's a daydreamer. He's a very good warrior. He's actually almost a perfect warrior, because he's highly intelligent, and he's constantly collating data, and he's constantly learning stuff, which leads to some very good things for the Autobots. But like Firefly, he's too busy paying attention to what's going on around him to realise what's actually happening. In the comics, Skids gets a bit more of a prolific role. He shows up in the Marvel comics, and he's one of 5 Autobots that's in proto form during one of their missions. He gets activated, and one of the character traits they keep with Skids in the comics, that is part of his bio for the toy, that's supposed to be him in the cartoon, is that Skids is one of the Autobots that genuinely despises everything about the war. He hates the fact that he's got to fight. So as such, in the comics, he has an incident, he's in a fight, he gets damaged, and he's declared as missing in action. And he ends up in this nice little peaceful village where he's repaired, and he decides that he's had enough of the war, he's going to desert, and he's going to live out the rest of his lifelong days in this peaceful little village. Naturally, he doesn't get that wish. Ravage shows up, and Ravage disappears for quite a while in the comics, and it's down to Skids. Because he gets in a fight with Skids, and Skids chucks him down a well, and leaves him there. How Ravage didn't manage to climb himself out, I don't know. I haven't actually read that part of the comic. Skids, of course, then decides that he has to get involved in the war, and so he does get back involved in the war. And eventually he ends up as part of the Survivors group, who are just this group of Autobots who do random nice things for people. Okay? Skids then goes on to be into RID, where he's renamed as skids-z, and I think it's because Hasbro went and did their usual intelligent thing and lost a name for him, so he got renamed to skids-z, where he is this pink Formula 1 race car that is possessed by the ghost of a dead human driver. I don't write these things. Whoever does needs a good slap around the back of the head. Okay? Anyway, on to the toy himself. Skids is one of the Diaclone range that was reformatted for Transformers, and actually in the Diaclone he's supposed to come with a little scooter that fits just in the back there. Doesn't have that in the Transformers. Obvious reasons, there's no fucking point to it. Okay? Transforming him, fairly simple. Yep. I'm stuck. Pull that bit down, pull the legs out, pull that out like that. The doors pop off like that. The wheels come up, and I'm looking at me myself while I'm doing this, which isn't very clever. The wheels pop up, they go up like that. And the head just flips out the bonnet. Okay, Skids is one of the lesser knowns of the Transformers, despite being amongst the fan base, well, the more dedicated fan base, as a popular favourite, because he's one of the unknowns, which means everybody loves him. Okay, one of the few Transformers that doesn't have holes in his hands for the guns to go. In fact, he comes with 2 weapons. This rather nifty double-edged blaster thing, double-ended blaster thing. I forget actually what the actual name of it they are. And this rather mean-looking severe business-meaning rifle, and they just clip onto either of his hands, and there you have Skids. A nice toy, but not easy to find. He's not an easy toy to come across. I actually eventually had to settle for the Japanese box reissue because he's such a hard toy to come across. I've had Skids now about 5 or 6 months, and I got him because I was watching Transformers, and if I've got the TV on, I'm usually doing something else. I'm typing on the internet or doing whatever, and I was half watching it, and all of a sudden, it was actually in Triple Takeover that I first noticed him. I suddenly saw this blue van going across the screen. I was like, "You what? Who the fuck's that?" Pick up the remote, rewind, 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 rewind. Well, who the fuck is that? So anyway, watch the end credits. I can't remember if he actually came up in the end credits or not. I think he did. Yeah, he does, because he has some random line in the cameo episode. It's like, Skids? Who the fuck is Skids? Little bit of information on Wikipedia, and then it's like, ha! eBay! Okay. Picked up for the reissue. Not cheap in the reissue format either. You know, they're usually cheaper than their G1 counterparts, but he really wasn't. So I think I must have paid about 30 quid for it all in all. Okay. Skids got himself an alternator reformat, and it did leave a lot of the fan base wondering as to why Skids got an alternator reformat. Because like Rollbar, he's an absolute unknown. You know, no one has a bloody clue who he is. And he got the Scion camper van people carrier Winnebago. I know he's not a Winnebago thing. Look, and he's one of the fiddliest to transform. I know there's a lot of the fan base out there who found Skids to be a total nightmare because it's a lot of picking and it's a lot of folding and it's a lot of turning, and getting his doors to line up with everything is an absolute pain in the ass. Now I do like alternator Skids. I do like him. I think he's quite nice. There you go, a little bit of light. Don't want too much. I do think he's quite a nice toy. I like the flames on his... Move his arms. I like the flames that are on his doors, and they run down onto there as well. My complaint with alternator Skids is this piddly little fart-ass gun. Now, look at that. You wouldn't stop an angry rabbit with that fucking thing. Like many of the alternators, his gun is part of his engine. And a lot of the alternators have really weird guns, but this one has got to be the most pathetic flipping thing I've ever seen. But all in all, I do like Skids as an alternator, and I actually, on my alternator shelf, I do keep Skids at the front. The lesser liked ones, such as Wheeljack, I keep towards the back. Okay, that's about all I can say on Skids. There's not an awful lot more I can think of. So I'll sign off for now. I will be back shortly. I do intend to do my Skybite review, because I love Skybite. I think Skybite's wicked. I will be back doing that review, and there was another one I was going to do, but I can't remember what it was. Never mind, it'll come to me. Alright then, this is Silverbolt with Skids, and technically Skids-z, signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.